I apologize in advance. I'd love to bring you positive news about superfoods, nutrition, disease prevention, and reversals using Mother Nature's medicine. But today, unfortunately, we have some really alarming news, some negative news that's got to be shared. It's about soy products. If you eat soy products, or if you feed them to your children, or an infant especially, even in infant formula, maybe you eat soy protein bars, or just protein bars made with soy, right? Maybe you eat veggie burgers, or soy cheese, or soy milk, any of these products, you need to be aware of some new research that has been released by the Cornucopia Institute. This is some very important information because it reveals that many soy products may be contaminated with a toxic chemical solvent known as hexane. Hexane is a petroleum byproduct. It's a neurotoxin. It's actually explosive. In fact, there was an explosion downstream from Martech Biosciences Corporation, the one that makes the DHA for infant formula. They had an explosion downstream from their plant in 2003 in Kentucky. A Kentucky fire marshal documented the explosion. We have all the research on our website, naturalnews.com. A link to the SEC document, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission. It's a public document documenting this explosion due to hexane flows coming out of the manufacturing facility owned and operated by Martech. Again, this is the company that makes DHA for infant formula. Well, you might ask, what is this toxic explosive chemical solvent doing downstream from a processing facility that makes ingredients for infant formula? Well, the answer is it's not just DHA and infant formula, it's soy products as well. Virtually all the soy proteins and soy meal and soy oil and soy grits are processed in the industry using a so-called hexane chemical bath. They actually take the soy and they bathe it in hexane, this toxic explosive chemical. And from there, they're able to extract the proteins that go into the soy protein products, the soy burgers, the soy cheese, the soy protein isolates, the texturized vegetable protein, TVP. And many of these ingredients then end up in vegetarian products, in so-called natural products. Natural products can contain this toxic chemical extract known as hexane. You got to learn about this, folks, and you got to spread the word on this. Go to the Cornucopia Institute's website or check out my report on naturalnews.com that cites their report. And by the way, we cooperated with the Cornucopia Institute on this, providing some funding to allow them to conduct laboratory testing that found these toxic chemical residues in soy meal and soy grits. We found up to 21 parts per million of hexane in soy meal, and lower amounts in soy grits and soy oil. I think it was 14 parts per million in soy grits. These are the raw materials that are used to make the soy protein that ends up in infant formula and protein bars and veggie burgers and many other so-called natural or healthy soy products. The bottom line is, folks, if you are eating soy products, you may be exposed to this toxic chemical, which is a neurological toxin right now. In fact, the EPA considers this to be a toxic chemical and an air pollutant known to potentially contribute to neurological disorders, to cancer. In fact, if you look at the OSHA data safety sheets on this chemical, you'll find out that it causes neurological conditions, it can cause headaches, it can cause people to suffer vision problems. It has all kinds of side effects that are well documented in the government's own databases. In fact, plant workers who work around this chemical can be harmed by it or even killed by it. In fact, there were 200 Mexican workers who were harmed in an explosion from a hexane processing facility. There's another case where a truck that was transporting 4,500 gallons of hexane exploded, almost killing the driver, setting fire to the nearby homes, also harming another driver in a vehicle nearby that caught fire. There was a death incident in Italy by workers around hexane. The list goes on and on. This is a very dangerous chemical. It's a neurotoxin, it's a pollutant, it is explosive, and it kills people. So why on earth is it in our food? Why? I've got to the point where I think that these companies would do anything to make a buck. They'll put any product, any ingredient in any product, they'll use any chemical, And they'll use all kinds of deception. They market these products as being natural, made from natural soy. Well, guess what? It's considered natural even when you bathe it in hexane. Another company says, oh, we use really basic, simple processes for our natural soy. Well, they don't mention that they simply bathe it in hexane. That's why I'm asking you to help spread the word on this. Get the word out about this issue. Soy products could be very dangerous for your health if they contain this toxic chemical hexane. Get this video out there. People need to know about this. Forward it to your friends. Let people know, especially mothers who are feeding their babies infant formula. They got to know about this. Now, by the way, I don't want to paint the whole soy industry with one negative brush. Personally, I drink soy milk. I eat tofu. I consume soy products, and in fact, they're known to help prevent prostate cancer and breast cancer. Soy is, in fact, a superfood when it's consumed and processed in the correct way. We make soy milk in my own kitchen right here. We soak the soybeans, we blend them, we cook that liquid, we strain it out and then cook it, and we make a soy milk. It's natural, truly natural. It's the way it's traditionally been made by people in South America, in Asia, all over the world for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. I eat tofu, but it's made by people right here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. It's made right down the road. I know who makes it, I know how they make it, and you can bet they don't use a hexane bath to make their tofu. So I eat soy products and I recommend them when they're truly natural. But what people are eating in the US in terms of soy products and soy protein, and veggie burgers and natural vegetarian foods, a lot of that, folks, it's just corporate garbage. It's garbage food. It's junk food that's labeled natural. It's junk food that's labeled vegetarian. But some of it contains this hexane chemical contaminant. It's a big lie. It's the big lie of the natural products business. And you know what? Natural News is an organization that won't participate in that big lie. We actually stand for something here at Natural News. We stand for the health, for the health freedom and the integrity of really, truly natural foods. We stand for the health of the babies, the infants, the senior citizens, the population, the people who deserve to know the truth about what they're putting into their bodies. And it's companies like Eden Foods. Eden Foods has managed to become somewhat big, but still keeping their integrity. That's a company you can trust. They truly use natural organic soybeans. It's one of the few. It was given a 5-star rating in the Cornucopia Institute's report called Behind the Bean. So don't take this report as meaning all soy is bad. No, soy is actually a superfood if it's processed and consumed correctly. So spread the word on this, folks. And educate yourself. Know the difference between real, honest, high-integrity soy, which is the USDA organic, 100% organic label, or companies like Eden Foods, E-D-E-N, Eden Foods, versus the toxic chemical conglomerate companies that will poison the world and poison the people as long as they can make a buck doing so. Now look, I like to keep things positive, just like you do, and I hope to bring you more positive news in the future. In the meantime, when there are dangers to our health, when our children are being exposed to toxic solvents, toxic chemicals that are in fact explosive byproducts of gasoline refining, which is what hexane is, we have to raise the alarm. We have to speak out. I cannot remain silent about this issue, even as much as I hate to bring up negative information. But let's raise the alarm on this. Let's get some changes made out there so we can move on to what's really positive about the healing foods provided by Mother Nature. But thanks for listening. Thanks for your help. Thanks for warning others about this issue. Thanks for saving babies' lives, potentially, by protecting them from this toxic chemical hexane. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, reporting for naturalnews.com. Take care.